So we're going to get into seeing what the divine masculine wants his divine feminine to know, what he's feeling, what he's moving through, just wanting to give her some clarity on what's happening on his end. So let's go ahead and just jump in here. We have surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmation. So the divine masculine, he wants you to know that he is really moving through surrendering negative thoughts about himself, about his fears around your union, just really about anything that's just kind of coming up for him, because he knows that he's currently purging. He's having to let go of things that no longer serve him in order to be able to have your union. He knows that he's having to make space for it. He's having to clear out things that just no longer align with him and your union. And also, he's just really wanting to make sure that he provides a space, not only inwardly, but also outwardly, where it is very positive for his divine feminine. He wants to really be able to give her a safe, nurturing, loving space for her to be able to thrive. So he's having to really surrender negative thinking about himself and just feeling unworthy and feeling like maybe he is not a healed enough place, or that he's in a good enough place to be able to provide for his divine feminine. But he's having to reconcile with himself. And so it's requiring him to just release control and trust in his process. And he's having to really focus on saying more positive and loving things. He's really working on being a better friend to himself and a better person to himself, and really working on his inner dialogue. He's also learning how to surrender to trust and really being able to trust the decisions that he is choosing for himself, and knowing that ultimately is going to be what's best for his union as well. And he just also wants you, the divine feminine, to trust him, to trust that he is doing what he needs to do in order to help this union come together. He wants you to know that you're not doing this by yourself. It may feel like you are maybe doing the healing work all on your own, or that you're the only one who thinks about him, or you're the only one who feels the way that you do. And know that he wants you to understand that he feels all the same ways that you do, that you are one at the core. There is no separation. And so how you feel, he feels too. And he feels what you're moving through. He has a very intuitive heart and a very intuitive mind. He's very in tune with you. If you don't think that he is, know that he absolutely is very in tune with you. And he is very aware of you. It may not always seem like it on the outside, but inwardly he always is very aware when there's a very deep shift with you. And so he wants you to know that it's safe to trust him, and that he is doing his part in bringing this together. He also would like to be able to just let go of trying to be right between either one of you, that he really just wants to know the truth. He wants to see the love and the truth in your union, and really just surrendering on who was right or who was wrong in the relationship, being willing to take full responsibility of what role he played, and in return, you taking full responsibility, divine feminine, and the role that you played. And that is just not seeing the true divinity and the truth about who you are to each other, which is twin flames. And so you're going to mirror to each other your misaligned beliefs and your patterns that no longer align with you ascending to Christ consciousness or oneness consciousness. And so you're here to help each other heal in this place. You're here to trigger each other, but also love each other unconditionally and fully accept each other, and be able to work together as a union to help each other ascend to God. You're each other's ascension buddies, but you also are not only each other's ultimate teacher, but you're also each other's ultimate partner, best friend, and lover. And so as you go deeper in knowing yourself and healing, you will see that your union will naturally blossom through all of those. So instead of feeling like I was right here, he was wrong, or I was moving through this upset and we just had a big blow up and we just went separation, it's okay to let that go and just see the truth that you are one, and that you were just having a miscommunication. That's really what he wants you to know, is that every upset is just a miscommunication. And so if you're willing to work through every upset by using the mirror exercise, you'll find that you'll come into harmony with your twin flame very quickly. The divine masculine is also working on just releasing stress and being able to do things that really bring him joy do things that really allow him to just relax and to just be. And that's one of the things that he also really loves about the divine feminine, is that he feels like he just can just relax around her, and that he could just be, and that he feels really safe in her space, and he feels like he can just like release all of his stress and be able to just be. And he loves just being in your presence. And so as you choose divine feminine to relax and to flow, you're inviting your divine masculine into that space that allows him to relax, because that is the foundation and space that you've created for him. And so if you can really lean back and trust the process, that is going to allow him to really, really stress in this space, whether it has to do with finances or work or whatever. He can feel that he can fully relax in your space. He's also having to release unhealthy relationships. So this is probably why he's moving through a lot of stress, is because he's surrendering unhealthy relationships that are no longer serving him, people that are toxic or unavailable to him, and just aren't seeing his value, aren't seeing his worth. And he's feeling really drained by them. And he's getting very clear about this. He's getting very clear on those who drain him and those who fill up his cup, or that equally give to him as he gives, because I feel like the divine masculine is very like well known, is very like in the community, in a sort of like, or he works within his community. People really love who he is, and he is a very valuable person. But he's starting to realize that some of his closer relationships, is what I'm hearing, some of his relationships that he thought were like really solid relationships, he's recognizing, wow, there isn't an equal give and take here. I actually give so much here and don't get anything back in return. Not that he's looking for a transactional relationship, but he is really understanding the importance of an equal give and take relationship. And he's seeing how that dynamic may have played out in your union as well. So he's releasing unhealthy relationships. He's also releasing the unhealthy relationship that he's been having with himself, and having to truly surrender that. And just understanding how just wonderful he is as a person, how much he has to give, how much he desires to serve and to be a provider and protector for his divine feminine. He's feeling this need to fully love himself in this space, to be able to give to his divine feminine, because he feels that you guys would be very successful. That's what I'm hearing, is that he just knows that you guys are going to be successful as a union. He sees you guys thriving, and he knows that it's meant to be a beautiful union. He's also working through finding balance, and that having that balance of giving himself the time that he needs and moving through what he's moving through, but also giving to you, making time for you, and understanding what that balance looks like. It almost feels he understands that this is the first relationship that has been a healthy relationship, and it almost feels unbalancing to him, because he's so used to the opposite that it makes him kind of second guess it. Like, is this really true? Like, do I really get to have a healthy relationship with my divine feminine if we really heal in this place? Do I really get to have perfect harmony in my world when I bring in balance into my life here? And so he's really feeling that he desires more balance with you, but he's also understanding where it requires him to be balanced within himself in order to bring that balance together with you. The next card here is forgiveness. He's acknowledging that he's having to really forgive himself for the way that he showed up previously in your relationship, in your union, and also asking you for forgiveness. It's really important that we forgive in the twin flame journey, because they will trigger you, and it will feel like it's personal, and it'll feel like he is trying to upset you or he's trying to make you angry, but really he loves you unconditionally. And so his job is to show you where you're out of alignment with love, so that you can heal by using the mirror exercise and coming into alignment with love. And so he's asking that if you have any resentment or anger or upset in the way that he had showed up before, please forgive him. He's learning to forgive himself. He's also learning to forgive himself for what he didn't say when he had feelings come up, or just the way that he wanted to express himself to you about how he feels about you. Some divine masculines feel like they didn't really speak up or really share with you how they felt because they were really hurt or afraid. And when I mean hurt from like previous relationships. There's something here going on with the throat chakra. I can feel my throat chakra tightening as I talk about this. They feel like a part of them projected old relationships onto you instead of seeing your value and your worth and seeing that you were different than everyone else, recognizing that you are truly just special to them. A lot of them understand that you are their twin flame. A lot of them don't know what that term quite is, but they know that there is such a deep connection with you and that the desire to be with you and know you more. But they're asking you to like really let go of any place where you haven't quite forgiven the past. It's important to let go of the past because you can't take the past in with you to your twin flame union. You really desire to heal that at the core so that it's no longer being mirrored or it's no longer a pattern within your union. He also is finding a lot of just joy in servicing in any way that he's being called to, whether that is his work or helping in the community or coaching. He just really desires to help other people. He feels like he's on purpose when he's helping others and really allowing himself to just show up in the way that God needs him to. But it feels like the more that he is getting to know himself through the service of like providing and giving and also healing and understanding what it means to have a healthy relationship and balance and harmony in every area of his life, he is getting really clear that, wow, like all the things that my divine feminine either said to me or showed me is really starting to show me that she knows exactly what she's talking about and that I can trust her. The next card that comes up is, yes, this is your twin flame. And so I feel that the divine masculine is very clear, like, wow, this divine feminine is meant to help me elevate, is meant to help me heal, is meant to help me love again, is here to help me trust again. And so continue to be patient with the divine masculine, divine feminines. He is moving through it. He is learning how to really trust himself in the process and trust, love again, and trust God and trust the universe, and that he's going to receive what it is, because a lot of them have been taken advantage of. A lot of them have just been taken from. And so as you are patient with them in this place and you build trust with them and you build a friendship and you build a foundation that is unbreakable, doesn't matter how long it takes. If it is truly your twin flame, you will do the work in order to create a solid foundation for that. And so your next card here is attraction. He just wants you to know that he is so deeply attracted to you. He just loves when you just enjoy yourself and that when you are who you are. Find that when I'm really just doing my own thing and just being who I am, I will catch glimpses of my divine masculine just kind of smiling at me and just like, it's like he's daydreaming, but he's staring at me. He's like in awe, just like, wow, this is my divine feminine. And it's because I'm really just in my natural relaxed state. I'm just enjoying myself. I'm loving life. I'm being who I authentically am. And he's so attracted to that. And he really finds that when you are just doing what you love to do and just being, even if like I'm like seeing that, I just have like this vision coming through of him looking at his divine feminine and her hair is up in like a messy bun and no makeup and in her sweats, and he's just like, that is mine. Like I love her and I adore her and I just want her. The next card we have is true love. Like he is totally knows that you are the love of his life and that this is everything he's been wanting and everything he's been calling in. He truly desires to be with you for the rest of eternity. He knows that you are the truest of loves and that you are who he's been waiting for. And that is part of why he hasn't really come forward, is because that can be a very scary and intimidating thing to know that, okay, everything that I want is right here. Oh my gosh, am I ready for it? Am I healed enough? Will I mess it up? Will I bring up old sabotaging patterns that I have had from the past? Or am I healed enough to be able to take care of it completely? And I feel like that's really what he's saying here is like, I just desire to embrace you and hold you and love you, but I just also want to protect you. I want to take care of you. And by protecting you, that means that sometimes I have to protect you from me, and to really honor the fact that I may not feel quite ready yet to take on such a precious and divine love that you have to offer me, divine feminine. And so that's what I'm hearing is like, he's just like, do you not understand like what it is that you are to me? Like you are the greatest gift God could give me, and I need to make sure that I can honor this gift correctly and that I am loving it fully and completely, because he knows how truly important you are. And so it's important that you have these conversations. And if you can't physically have these conversations with your twin flame, have them in your heart. Imagine having all the conversations and moving through the blocks and the upsets that you have with your twin flame in your heart. And when you do that, you will create manifesting opportunities to have these conversations with your twin flame. This is something that I've experienced myself, where I go within my heart and I just have the conversation authentically. And then it is manifested into my reality where I really do get to have this conversation and I'm able to fully process all of it with my twin flame. And so it's really important that you're honoring just what is happening in your union and having compassion and respect for that's just where you are at this moment. One of the things that the Divine Masculine also is getting clear on is paying attention to the red flags of just the people in his life and where he's had his own red flags, like things that he just didn't realize were his own toxic patterns and habits. And so he's recognizing these places within him that he's really trying to make sure that he heals so that he doesn't project them onto you or direct them at you in any type of way, because he loves you so deeply. And so you, again, can help him by using the mirror exercise and healing through any place where maybe he felt that he hurt you, and do that in a sense of knowing that he was just here to show you something and love you into that place. And if you can release resentment fully, he is able to come into that space of loving you and being present with you because you have forgiven him and you have let down the wall of resentment. And so when you let down the wall of resentment, that allows your Divine Masculine to step in. But he's very aware of his red flags and very aware of how he's treated you at times, or even treated himself and other people in past relationships. So he's really moving through letting go of these old patterns. You've really inspired that within him to truly do that, because he knows the card we have here is wedding. He knows that you are his wife. He knows that he is meant to marry you, that he is meant to be with you for the rest of eternity. He knows that he is meant to be your husband, Divine Feminine. So he is really working hard to become the best version of himself. He knows that he doesn't need to be perfect in order to approach you, but he does need to be in a new space. He needs to change in order to approach you or communicate with you or spend more time with you. He knows that you deserve the best. And that's ultimately what he's also showing you when sometimes it feels like he's not valuing you or respecting you. He's showing you that it's time for you to value and respect yourself, because he desires to value and respect you, but can't, because he is your mirror. So if you're not doing that for you, he cannot do that for you. Not saying that he'll never respect you in any type of way. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you will have moments and upsets that continue to reoccur if you continue to disrespect or betray or abandon yourself. He will have to mirror those things to you. And so you can heal those within yourself. But he knows that he is meant to be your husband. And so he is really working on becoming the best version of him for you. We also have surrender here. He's learning to just surrender to the process, surrender to God's plan. He's learning to surrender, knowing that it's all going to work out for him. He knows it. He knows that he's going to get what he wants. He's going to get his life with his Divine Feminine. That's all he thinks about, is what he dreams about. Even on the outside, if it looks like nothing's happening, he knows that something is happening because he can feel it. He can feel the new beginning coming. He can feel just this excitement and this wonder and passion about just life with you. And he really desires to just create new opportunities and possibilities with you so that you can grow as a union, but together, and not having to have so much, not to do it in separation. Not that there is separation as an illusion. Just remember that separation is illusion, but in his mind, he's still working through that process. And so are you. And that's why your union is healing in this space. It sometimes take a little bit of time to really release separation consciousness and really move into the oneness consciousness. And that's where your predominant thoughts are of you being together, of knowing that you are one, knowing that you are a union, knowing that you are his twin flame and he is your twin flame, and no one can ever come in between you. And so as you go deeper in that, he's able to relax, and he just wants you to know that you already know deep in your heart that he is yours and you are his. And he really desires for you to just remember to honor that and to keep choosing that and to keep choosing each other. And he's going to continue to choose you and continue to love you as much as he possibly can from within, but also as much as he can on the outer 3D world. He just wants you to know that he just desires to be with you. He just wants to come together with you. And if that is not coming together quite yet, he wants you to be patient and to trust the process and to trust that he is doing the work just as much as you are. There is a balance here, and you just choose that. And as you choose it and claim your harmonious union, you will see that come together. You can also invite your Divine Masculine to check out the introductory course for Twin Flames Universe. That way he can start to just get to know a little bit more. If you're the one who's more spiritual based in doing the inner work, and I'm not saying that he's less awakened, you are both equally awakened, you are one. But this is something that can help him come into understanding twin flames and understanding the dynamic and being able to see from a different perspective over what just his divine feminine tells him. Because I know sometimes the divine masculine is like control, and they're like, oh, she's just maybe telling me this because of this, this, and this. But then once they ask for clarity and truth, God will reveal to them, nope, she is leading in this space. She's showing you where to heal. She's showing you that this is her way of healing and that this has been very helpful for her, because there's a lot of divine feminines really doing the work. And so you can just invite him, guide him, and allow him to make the choice. But as you claim in your heart to do the inner work and to have your twin flame do the inner work with you, you will see he has been doing it all along. There is no separation. And so if you desire more guidance and support, definitely check out twinflamesuniverse.com. And also you can check out the introductory course if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. Also, definitely check out the Ascension Coaches. They're here to help you and really support you all the way into Harmonious Union. And I hope that you found so much clarity and support in this reading, and you take care of yourself. Bye-bye.